292, 53E and F. Okay, so this is a poem. The rule with poems is you stick within the commas. This is another poem by Catullus, and he sings this to, this is part of a really, really long poem, actually. He sings this to a bride on the evening of her wedding, and it's kind of a fun one because it celebrates joy and stuff like that. So, let's see. Stop crying. There is no danger for you, Arunculea, that any woman is more beautiful from, let's see, yeah, so that no woman is any more beautiful coming from or on this clear day that will be seen coming from the ocean, okay? Or that you will see any woman more beautiful. So there's no one going to be prettier than you on your wedding day, okay? Let's see, Talis and Wario, so let's, such a flower, such a hyacinth flower is accustomed to standing among varied and among a varied little garden of a rich master. So essentially, like, you're so pretty, you're as pretty as like the prettiest flower in a rich guy's garden. Okay, but you delay. The day flies. The day goes away. Head out, new bride. And then we get to later on. Boys, lift up the torches. I see that the wedding veil is coming. Go, throw into rhythm. In other words, sing out. Yo, Himen, Himenei, yo, Himen, Himenei. Himen is a god of marriage. And when you take biology, you'll see that that's something. Let's see. Give nuts to the boys, lazy groom. You have played with the nuts for long enough. And yes, he's making a joke there. Lubet. So Lubet is just libet. So it is pleasing to serve Talasius. And I'll get into that in just a second. Give the nuts, bridegroom. So Talasius is this really, really rich guy when Romulus stole all the women from the Sabines. And he hired a bunch of young men to get the prettiest woman and grab her and bring her to him. Because even then, things like that happened. And when people would ask, like, hey, why are you, who are you grabbing that girl for? You know, maybe I can get her from you. And they would say, oh, we're doing this for Talasius. So then the wedding cry became Talasio, for Talasius, which is, he then becomes a god of marriage. But it's essentially, kidnap me the prettiest girl, and then we'll shout my name at all the weddings. Now we're on to 53F. Far less odd story, honest. So here's Arya, and it's this whole thing. There's this guy who revolted against Rome. They give it to you right there at the top of 292, and she ends up killing herself to show her husband the way. So when Arya had pulled out, when chaste Arya, when virtuous Arya had pulled out the sword, when she had handed over the sword to her Paetus, which she had dragged through or dragged out of her guts herself, she said, believe me, the wound which I made does not hurt, but the one that you will make, for me, this Paetus will hurt. So Roman ideas of suicide was that was the honorable way to die, the honorable way to do things. So she stabbed herself. and she cuts across, right? And then she pulls it out, knowing that she's disemboweling herself, pulls it out and hands it over to him and says, that didn't hurt. Knowing that you're about to do it, that's what's going to hurt me. And then she'd fall over dead. There are a lot of stories like that, actually, in Rome. It's a very honorable thing, etc., etc. So, yeah, marriage, all the different kinds. So that's 53, what are we, E and F. So there you go. And then the next time I talk to you will be chapter 54, and then we'll be almost done. All right, I'm going to hit the button.